Okay, now an addendum to that was how this is again from Coach J399. How would you handle a one technique, in this case two, TOO, cover with the O guard and the wrapper would pull more in the B gap? Okay, I'm assuming that where you're talking about a one technique, you're talking about this. I put a mirrored look here. Okay, um, you know, we see this from time to time, usually with a five technique. Uh, short yardage type stuff. Whatever. Um, this is again, it's pretty simple, and I'm not gonna do this. This guy will not change his footwork at all. Okay, he's counting on this thing getting knocked over. Okay, he wants to be as tight as he can so he can trap this linebacker with his headgear to the inside. Doesn't change. This is still an Apache. Okay, keep this guy on your outside pad. The center's still got the B gap. He's assuming that he's going to grab the A gap defender, but he's stepping to the B deep enough. The tackle's on the pinch hinge. But here's the guys we want to talk about: scraping paint. Now, green light. Okay, guys in the gap, green light. He's going to cover. Okay, in this deal, yellow light. Okay, he if he says to me it's green light, okay, I say great, it's green light. Of course, this is an even, so these two guys are working together. If he says, Coach, it's a green light, I'm going to cover, great. Okay. If he says it's a yellow light, okay, we're going to chip it. Okay. I don't want to change that. But here's the guy that makes this whole thing go. He's skipping and he's got to scrape paint. Okay. Just think of two cars trying to, this car's parked and this car's trying to squeeze into a parking space. He's got to get to the guard so that their hip pockets scrape. And he is not going to let this nose do anything to get in between the two of them. Okay. I would rather have that tackle get flat ass beat than have that man split them. Okay. So he's got to skip like hell and he's got to really stretch to get cover. Okay. He's got to really stretch. Now, chances are the guard will wind up tearing that. Okay, and the tackle will hammer it. It'll work. It'll work. It'll just work. Okay, you give them enough looks at it, and they're going to do it that way. The guard will go ahead and go for the chip. He'll wind up with this man in his mug, and he'll tear it. And this guy is just going to come over there and hammer it with two hands and knock it over. It'll get knocked over here somewhere. And of course, they were going to build a wall on that spot. Okay, that 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 right there. If this guy scrapes paint, that guy's gone. I mean, he gets blown up. They'll wind up. And the other thing about scraping paint, and I really haven't talked about this too much, if this man's a looper, that tackle's got to be there. Okay. If that man loops, the center has got to grab the backside spot because he's red light. Okay. But if the tackle's up the field, if he's being impatient, if he's not scraping paint, that looper will get right into the backfield. Okay, it's pretty easy. And again, against these fronts, I prefer run counter, him trap, and the sniffer wrapping. But you talked about the tight end, so that's if you got a boy dog that can do that. Okay, I like to get him off the line if anything. Then he's a pass threat and all that other stuff. But if you got a boy dog that can do that, and I haven't seen a whole hell of a lot of them, you say these NFL guys, I don't know, pretty hard keeping that seven technique out of the A gap if he wants to get there, or the B gap, squeezing to the tailback. Hard to do. Okay. Um, People will tell me it's being done. I don't know. I think it's usually, it's like, Penn State versus like I don't know who they play this weekend. Maybe Delaware. Not to knock Delaware because Delaware gave me a lot of fits in my career. I think I beat them once, but Penn State. I wish we'd played Delaware every week. You know how it goes. This guy right here is a draft pick. Okay, that's just the way it is. Okay. But even still, the draft picks have a hard time doing it. Okay. Just the way it is. Okay. Bye.